Special thanks to Patreon supporter Brick Bros 2016 for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War II aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and doing a redesign for the La-5FN. The La-5 was a Soviet fighter aircraft for World War II. It was a development and refinement of the Lag-3, replacing the earlier model's inline engine with a much more powerful Shevtsov ASH-82 radial engine. During its first time in service, it was one of the Soviet Air Force's most capable types of warplane, able to fight German designs on an equal footing. The version we have in front of us is the La-5FN. The aircraft received further modifications from the earlier variants. The La-5F improved the pilot's exterior visibility with a cut-down rear fuselage. The definitive La-5FN had a fuel-injected engine, a different engine air intake, and was further lightened. A full circle took about 18 and 19 seconds, and very late production La-5FN had two 20mm Berzin B-28 cannons installed in the cowling in place of the heavier two 20mm Savak. Both were capable of a salvo weight of 3.4 kilograms per second. So yeah, pretty interesting aircraft. It is basically the peak Soviet fighter, I would say, of World War II. As I mentioned earlier on, was able to fight on equal footing with some of Germany's designs, such as the Bf-109. But yeah, overall pretty nice fighter, and should make an awesome addition to any of your aircraft lines in need of a nice Soviet World War II fighter. Before we go and take a look at the aircraft, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Brick Bros 2016 for making this tutorial possible. As always, if you're interested in supporting the channel more than you already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the video description, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a view core request of your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel, and is really greatly appreciated. And you're in the cool perk of getting a view core request of your choosing per month, depending on which tier you're sub to. So definitely feel free to check that out. Again, links always in my video descriptions. With that though, let's go ahead and dive in here to take a look here at the aircraft and kind of go from there. So go ahead and dive into it. To get started with, we have the aircraft obviously in a camouflage here. We have a nice blue, light blue underbelly with the top here being kind of a two-tone gray colored kind of camouflage scheme. Very similar to some of the, or basically a recent Soviet aircraft we've done before. Kind of believe this may be like the winter type camouflage they were using. And the blue under here just, again, is awesome. I love the Soviet aircraft having that light blue belly on the bottom of them. I think it looks just so nice and clean. So basically, just kind of going over it, we have obviously the yellow-tipped nose here for the aircraft. As we work back further, we have obviously the details on the wings here and all that. On the side here, kind of a cool feature is that we actually have the kind of metal plating that is located on the side of the aircraft where the exhaust from the engines would run. So they actually had just exposed metal, like most likely stainless steel or something of that sort, where the basically exhaust would basically push past or basically make contact with the aircraft. And to prevent damage, steel is a very strong metal in strong heat conditions and doesn't wear anything like that. So this was probably the most likely material there, that exposed plating. We have the cockpit, and you can tell here this is the FN version because we do have the cut down tail or back here so that the pilot is able to actually see out the back of the aircraft a little bit easier. The first ones were kind of more razored back for the back there. And overall, that's pretty much the aircraft. Really nice design. Should be a fun build again to add to any of your worlds. And without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial. Alright guys, so going ahead and move into our first layer here. We'll be going ahead and beginning with layer 2. One quick thing, or a couple of things I want to mention real quick before we go and dive into the tutorial, is that if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials, I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is for the tutorial, we'll be going ahead and doing the center line of the aircraft, and then basically the whole right side. It'll be up to you guys to take the right side and copy it over to the left side to make both sides of the aircraft. The aircraft's pretty much completely symmetrical, so whatever we do on one side will be done to the other, so just take note as we go, and it should be pretty simple, especially for an aircraft of this size. Also, in addition, this is only the in-flight version, as the landed version would sit at an angle. So again, this is only for the in-flight version of the aircraft. If you are wanting a landed version, this is not going to be the tutorial for you, though you could try to modify it to make it landed though it's not going to look completely accurate. Anyways, let's go and get started. First thing we want to do is we're going to be going ahead and placing down a birchwood slab, like so, followed by a black concrete block, and then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of our light blue concrete, a prismarine upside down stair, 2 prismarine top slabs, and a warped trapdoor there on the end. We're going to go and then go back up to the front here on the sides. We're going to place down a birchwood slab next to this, or I should say a top slab next to that slab, followed by a prismarine upside down stair, then 1 and 2 blue concrete blocks, followed by 1, 2, 3, and 4 stone blocks, a stone stair, and a skeleton skull like that. Our next row here is going to be a blue stained glass pane here, light blue, and then 2 blue concrete blocks back, another stone full block there, and then 2 stone slabs going back from that full block like that. After that, we're going to place down another blue concrete block here, a second one back from that, a stone full block, and then after that stone full block, a stone stair. We then want to place down a prismarine top slab here, blue concrete, followed by a second blue concrete block, and then a prismarine brick upside down stair. We're going to place down another prismarine top slab here in the front, followed by again 2 light blue concrete blocks back, and then a prismarine top slab on the end here. At this point, we're going to place down a prismarine top slab, 1 blue concrete, and then 2 prismarine top slabs. We're going to go then place down a row of 3 prismarine top slabs, then a second row of 3 like that to the side. We're going to go then grab ourselves a red nether brick slab. We're going to place down a red nether brick slab here. And we also want to go ahead and take our warp trapdoors, and we're going to go to the sides here, placing down 2 warp trapdoors off those 2 slabs, and then 2 warp trapdoors coming off that red nether brick slab like so. Now, one thing also I want to mention that I did forget to do at the beginning of this layer, we will be building the aircraft without the camouflage to begin with, and I'll be talking about the camouflage a little bit later once we complete the whole build and all that. So we will be coming back to the camouflage. I will be talking about that a little bit. But yeah, just want to go ahead and kind of do the tutorial all in stone because it makes it a little bit easier to build along with. Anyways, that right there is going to do it for layer 2. Let's move down to layer number 1. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 1. For layer 1 to get started with here, we're going to go and drop down to the bottom of this black concrete block. We're going to place down a prismarine brick top slab, followed by an item frame coming off this slab toward the front, a black bed in the item frame rotated on side, and if you're on Java, we can go ahead and also place down a warp sign on the side of the slab as well. If you're on Pocket Edition or Bedrock, you'll not be able to place down a sign and item frame in the same block space. If that's the case, just go ahead and place down the item frame and disregard this sign. But if you're on Java, you have that extra feature to place down that sign there, which looks good for the front there. Again, depending on which version, depends on what you do up here. After that, we also want to go and go to the sides of the slab. We're just going to place down a warped slab or warped sign on both sides of that slab. After this, we have the skeleton skull that goes back from this slab, and we're going to go and then place down a warp trapdoor, followed by a second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So you have a row of 6 there of trapdoors. We're going to go then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and after that, we're going to go then place down a row that is going to go to the side here of 4 as well. We do want to go ahead and add one thing here. That's going to be a stone slab right here coming off that stair. So just make sure you go ahead and add that to both sides. And then once we have that done, we're going to place down another row of 4 of our warped trapdoors like that. So just make sure that's done on both sides. Make sure you add that slab there, which I did forget to do. And once you have that all complete there, you're pretty much all set and good to go. So with that, that is going to do it for layer 1. Again, here's an overview of what it should look like so far. And with that, we'll move into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started, one quick thing I want to go and add on to the layer 2 here that I forgot to do is over here on the right side of the wing, and the right side only, we're going to be going ahead and go into this prismarine, or this warp trapdoor. We're going to place down 2 end rods that come off like that going forward, and that's going to be on the right side and the right side only, just for this little instrument there that's on the tip there of the wing. Anyways, with that all complete, going ahead and continuing on, we're going to place down a black concrete block here on top of this one here, followed by 2 yellow shulker boxes that come off it going forward, and then a wither skeleton skull there on the tip. With that done, going ahead and going back from the black concrete, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stone blocks back like so. And we're going to go ahead and place down 2 light blue blocks of concrete, followed by a prismarine brick upside down stair and a prismarine brick top slab like that for our center line. Moving out to the sides, we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor like so, open it to the side, and another trapdoor coming off that birch one like so. We're going to place down a black concrete block right here. And we can go ahead and then use an iron trapdoor on the sides here. Now this right here again depends on what game version you're on. If you're on Java, we can go ahead and use the give command to go ahead and give us a debug stick. Like so, that's the command. And in doing so, we can go ahead and select it. So we have selected open false. We're going to go ahead and set that to open to true, so it sits flat against our black concrete. Now, if you're on a different version that does not have access to that, you can use dark oak with trapdoors, as those would work as a good alternative in this situation here. But the iron trapdoors obviously are going to be the best to use in this situation. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone full block, followed by a polished granite block, a granite wall, a stone brick wall, a andesite wall, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light gray stainless panes there along the side of the aircraft. And once we have that done, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves some light blue carpet, or actually I should say light gray carpet. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2 on top of those blocks here, 1, 2, followed by a redstone repeater like so, and then 1, 2, 3, light gray carpets back, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then at this point, once we get to our red nether brick slab here, we're going to place down a red carpet on top of it, a light carpet on both ends, and a row of 3 of light carpet, and one right here as well. If you are wondering how I place the carpet on the trapdoors, just make sure that you crouch in air to place them. So with that all complete, that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 3 for the build. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving up to our next layer, layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 4. For layer 4, to get started with here, we're going to place down a block or a black concrete block on top of this one right here in the center, followed by a birchwood top slab coming off it like that toward the front. We're going to then place down a stone block back, 2 granite blocks, another stone block, a row of 3 of black stained glass, 1, 2, 3, and 4 stone blocks, a light gray shulker box, 2 light blue concrete blocks, and then a stone up-down stair there on the very rear. After that's all finished there for our center line, we're going to go and go to the sides. We're going to start off by placing down a birchwood slab on top of this birchwood trapdoor here. Then 1, 2 stone full blocks, followed by 2 granite walls, a stone brick wall, and then 1, 2, 3 andesite walls, as well as 1, 2, 3, and 4 light gray stainless panes going back like that. We're going to go and then skip a space, go to our light blue concrete. We're going to place down 2 prismarine top slabs, followed by a skeleton skull coming off this slab here. A prismarine top slab coming off the side of this one here, then 1 back. And then grabbing warp trapdoors, we're going to place down 2 warp trapdoors, and then 1 more out to the side there, like so, for our horizontal stabilizers. With that all complete, that is it for the main structure there for the aircraft for this layer. I'm going to go ahead and grab some materials we'll need to make this banner here on the side of the aircraft. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those materials, and I'll be back in a sec to show you guys how to make those. Alright guys, so go ahead and move it into making this star banner here. Now for this banner, we're going to need a red banner, 2 red dye, 4 light gray dye, and a banner pattern that is going to be the flower charge. For this, we're going to go ahead and place down a red banner into our loom, followed by our light gray dye. We're going to go do a line across the center there of light gray. We're going to go then grab this banner, put it back into our loom, and we're going to go then switch over to the red dye, as well as the flower charge banner pattern. This right here is going to create a design that looks like this, and we're going to go and then grab this banner, put it back into our loom, remove the red dye, as well as the banner flower pattern. We're going to place down our light gray dye into the loom, do the line horizontally across the top there, put this banner back into the loom, and then we're going to go and then place down our red dye into the loom, and we're going to go and do the diamond shape like that in the center. For red dye, we're going to go and put this banner back into the loom, as well as our light gray dye. We want to go and do the triangle from the bottom, like so. Putting our banner back into our loom, we're going to go and then do the line across the bottom there, horizontally like so, and it's going to create this star banner like so. And this banner right here, very simply, is going to be placed on both sides of the fuselage, right here coming off of this light gray stained glass pane like so. So pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy for that, and that banner is just going to go right there on the aircraft. One thing I also just thought about for this aircraft as well as is the aircraft number on the side of the aircraft, and for this you can go ahead and do a 2-digit number located on these 2 glass panes after this star banner. As you can see right here, I just have a 1 and a 0, nothing too crazy. But I would recommend for this that most likely it seems from pictures that it would be more in a white coloring, so you would have white numbers there with obviously light gray banners. These are the only banners I had made on hand right here, but I did want to show that just in case you did want to put an aircraft number on the side of the aircraft, just kind of give it a little bit more character. But by putting a number there. But again, there's plenty of banner tutorials out there for it. Again, I would recommend the white numbering and the light gray banners for that section there. So just again, a little heads up there, if you are wanting to add a little bit more spice to your aircraft, there's definitely a way to do it right there. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue on up to our next layer. Alright guys, so moving into actually our final layers, we're going to go and do layers 5 through 7. For these layers, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a yellow carpet on top of this slab like so, followed by 2 iron trapdoors, 2 light gray carpets, another brick stair, a row of 3 of black stained glass with a stone button on top of this last block here, a narrow brick slab, a stone stair facing that direction like so, 3 daylight detectors all turned to the night mode, a stone stair, a red concrete block, and then a stone full block. On top of the red concrete block, we're going to place down a stone stair, then a andesite wall coming off this stone stair. We then also want to go ahead and go to the stone stair up here. We're going to place down the end rod on top of it, and then we want to take barrier blocks and place down a row of 4 of barrier blocks between this stair and this end rod. On top of those barrier blocks, we're also just going to place down a row of 3 of stone buttons. Then, going to the sides here of the canopy, we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 black stained glass panes. And then on the very back here, we're going to take our light gray carpet and just place it down on top of the slabs and trapdoors like that to go ahead and make the horizontal stabilizers there for the aircraft. After that's all complete, that right there is going to basically do it for our base model there for the aircraft. One thing we do also need to cover is going to be the propellers for the aircraft. So for these, super simple, we're going to go ahead and go to this yellow shulker box. We're going to go ahead and build 3 wither skeleton skulls out to the side there like so. We're going to go up from the box here at an angle to the opposite side, and then we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull here, and then one that comes off of it, and then delete that first skull so you get a propeller that looks like that. And then going downwards from this, we're going to place down a polished black stone wall, one down into the side, and then a wither skeleton skull here, like this, that comes down, and then out to the side there, like so. And once you have that done right there, that is going to basically wrap up your propeller, and with that, that's going to complete your basic design here for the La-5FN. At this point, we're going to go ahead and then move into the camouflage for those of you guys that are interested in kind of going about learning how to do it. So again, let's go ahead and move into the camouflage, and that right there is pretty much the base model of the aircraft complete. So let's move into the camo. Alright guys, so when it comes to doing the camo for this aircraft, I'm not going to go ahead and go into super great detail about it because I feel like for a lot of this camouflage, it's something that you would probably be able to just look at pictures and build your own camouflage from it. But basically, to go ahead and get started, all we're really going to be using is using our gray materials here. So we have some gray concrete, polished black stone stairs, walls and slabs, and also gray carpet, and as well as in some cases we may need a dark oak trapdoor. And to do this camouflage, I'm not going to do the whole aircraft, but I'm just going to show you guys a start here. We're just going to go ahead and basically replace our blocks like so in a way to kind of show a bit of a camo pattern. So have it kind of come down here into the wing, and maybe just do a little small section like that. And then maybe on the outer side here of the wing, we'll want to go ahead and do like a little bit more of it like so, and leave a little bit of gray tipped on the end there. And then in this section, we can look at this, put in a little bit of polished blackstone, replace these slabs here. Again, kind of put a little bit of gray concrete right in this area and have this kind of flow up into this section here. And also some gray stained glass panes are also going to be very useful for this. But yeah, we can throw some gray stained glass panes in there, replace those, have that kind of flow up there. And you are welcome to take it and wrap it around the aircraft. So if you do want to bring a kind of flow or pattern across it over to the air side here, you are definitely more than able to. So we can kind of have it come down like so maybe on this side of the aircraft. And one thing you can also do is you can redo these banners but use a darker gray or the normal gray rather than a light gray. That's something you can also do for both these banners here as well if you're looking for a little bit more extra detail on that. And yeah, so that's something you can do. And again, over here we'll kind of put in some gray in this area right here a little bit more, and right here maybe replace that. We can replace the blocks here also behind the panes to kind of reinforce that gray color, so like that. And then for our tail here, we'll just go ahead and do a little bit of it, maybe like just like this corner of it like so. And also, of course, don't forget your horizontal stabilizers. Same thing will kind of be done like that. So that right there is pretty much just a general idea of how to really do the camouflage. Obviously, you would do that to the aircraft. You don't really have a whole lot of stuff that you're really going to be camoing on. You definitely want a little bit more lighter gray, I would say, than darker gray, probably about a 60-40%. So for 60% of the light gray, 40% of the dark gray. for your camouflage. But yeah, that's pretty much about how you do it. Again, I'm not going to go and do the whole aircraft because it's pretty much the same thing. You're just going to kind of create some random patterns. I definitely recommend looking up some pictures to really help you get a more accurate camouflage down. Anyways, though, that right there is going to complete my tutorial here for the La-5FN. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do use this build, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be a link from a sound build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites, as long as you guys give me proper credit for your free user for projects you guys are working on. And in that, again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter BrickBros 2016 for making this tutorial possible, and as always, feel free to check my Patreon page, link is in my video descriptions. With that, again, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gary2F4, and I'll see you guys next time.